I think that we live in 2023 in the age when everything seems possible. We have a lot of developed technologies, international politics, and world trade being cultivated. We have a lot of items and commodities. We Google everything, we work, study, and conduct research. But what may be disregarded during our day to day activities is the simple and absolute truth, the truth about our nature and origin, the fact that someday we will all die. But why do people forget about this obvious fact? If we look at the ecosystem we all live in, we may see that we coexist with other beings, that humans actually represent a unified system with animals and plants, and we obey the same laws and rules as they do. We all have a date of birth, and we all have a date of death. Of course, animals also experience different feelings connected with death. I think that's for them, it's the instinct of self preservation that tells them not to do something if that action may potentially harm their lives. The same mechanism works for human body, but from my opinion, what makes us special is our unique characteristic. We experience the fear of death, and that exact emotion comes from our another trait. This trait is connected with our capacity to think in a rational and consistent way. We're intelligent beings and we analyze everything we see and hear. So it's curious that the human organism is the only one who actually fears death. But I can't say that this emotion is completely negative. On the contrary, I think that it has actually contributed to the development of many spheres. For example, we may see that this particular emotion created a lot of social institutions, starting with religion and philosophy, which were trying to solve the existential questions, ending with the development of technologies and internet as a whole. Based on this, I may reveal the paradox of death. Even though it seems horrible for every human being, it at the same time creates happiness for us. If our forebears were not afraid of death, we wouldn't be using all the stuff we have today. So it will be logical to say that the fear of death lies not only in the nature of the human, but also in the nature of the whole civilization and the humankind. So, what is the main question that bothered everyone literally, starting from our predecessors, ending with us? I think it's the question of what is happening with our minds and bodies after we die. Personally, I can't answer this question as well as everyone else, I guess. But what I am assured about is that even though a human dies, memories about him exist. People will remember him and therefore he will always be here. I also remember an interesting quote from the Game of Thrones. It was told that what is dead may never die. Therefore, it seems to me that everything is eternal and endless. So, my attitude towards death is that we should understand that it's actually a natural process. And there is also a wise quote that I heard from my philosophy teacher. She told us, when we're here, when we're alive, death is not with us. Therefore, we shouldn't be afraid of it. But when we die, we're not here anymore, and therefore there is no sense to be afraid as well. I think these words may be beneficial for everyone who sometimes feel a bit panicked about the death and this process as a whole.